All right, guys, we're live. I got Nikita here.
Hi.
If y'all don't know this young lady, this is Ashley from Constructive. She's a special guest just for a minute. Ashley, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
What you doing in Houston today?
Training brokers
Yeah.
on our DSCR product for investment properties.
Cool. Who's your favorite broker?
Jet lending always.
Always Jet Lending.
Just don't tell anyone.
Yeah, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. But here's the deal, guys. There's a bunch of rumors out there, and we're here to expel them. Like the lending environment. Is it hostile? Is it not hostile? Is Jet Lending still closing loans? You think we're still closing loans?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. There's a lot of rumors out there that saying we're not closing loans anymore. Well, I can tell you this week we are closing loans. We closed loans this week. We closed loans last week. We've closed loans the week before that. So we're still closing.
Yeah.
We actually closed some with you. Correct?
Yeah, I closed one last week.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the deal, guys. Today I brought Ashley in. She's not even a Jet Lending employee, but I brought her in to kind of let y'all know that it's still a lending environment, but you got to kind of be a little bit more cautious. What are y'all seeing over there at your Constructive?
Well, I mean, obviously the market is crazy right now, and there's a little bit more risk in it, but you play it right. I mean, you're still going to be involved. You know, we're kind of regulating out on rates at this point. We're not going to see much of an increase here for a little bit, but we're going to stay pretty stagnant, but it's no reason to not do business.
Exactly. It's no reason not to do business. Look, in the environment that we're in right now, and everybody can kind of justify this, we're in an environment where, yes, things may close a little bit slower, but at the end of the day, they're still closing. And the reason for that is lenders like us, Constructive, they're trying to protect not only you as the borrower, but the asset as well, to make sure that we don't fall into another 2008, 2009 season. Being that interest rates are so high, and that, you know, it's a little bit more risky. Got the man, the myth, the legend stepping in for a second. Ashley, scoot over for a little bit.
No, I'll get back here in the back. We take a back seat to everybody. What are you doing? Happy birthday.
Thank you.
So we got the owner of Jet Lending. Eddie,
Hey,
what rumors have you heard out there?
that I had a girlfriend.
That's a pretty good rumor right there.
That'd be strictly me. No, anyway, that's actually fact.
Okay. Well, we're talking about rumors and kind of the environment that we're currently in. We kind of got started. So, you know, I'd love for them to get your input on where you think underwriting is and how to underwrite a file in the current lending environment we're in, or the current investment.
Well, I can take that 40 different ways, you know. Back to the first word, rumors. I don't know. I guess I wouldn't call it a rumor, but I'm going to say kind of a mindset. People think it's a bad time.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not. I mean, it's just different. You know, I mean, you make money in any of these markets. You just have to adjust accordingly. Which the adjustments you got to do today are whether you're going to flip or hold. You got to buy them lower.
Buy them deep.
Because interest rates are higher.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you're going to buy and hold and keep your cash flow the same because interest rates are higher, you can't, you know, somebody in my position can't change interest rates today, but I can change what I'm into a property for by going lower, going deeper in discount when I buy a house. Okay, so that's how you offset that. If you're going to flip it, well, you better be able to sell it. Okay, because there's fewer sales right now because the market has changed due to higher interest rates. So you got to be able to prepare for multiple exit strategies, one of which is to be able to buy it at a price that you can sell it at a lower price.
Mm-hmm.
So be on the bottom of the market. The other is be able to either own or finance it, hold and rent it until the market changes, you know, and we've seen it before. I mean, it's not new to us. Someone who's only been in the industry a year or two, it's new to them. They've never experienced it before. But we've experienced it twice, the biggest being 08 to 11.
And we're about to have a birthday. Not only Nikita's birthday, Jet Lending's about to have a birthday.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about me.
Yeah.
Hold on. Yes, it's his birthday on the
Don't
13th.
bring it up.
No, okay, my bad. I'm sorry.
Getting old ain't fun, bro. You're gonna find out one day.
It's documented now.
Hey, I think everybody
I
knows.
take a sledgehammer to that computer. Can't
Well-
take a sledgehammer to everybody's computer.
So
It's just different, you know. Rumors, I don't know. I don't, you know, I don't know.
let me ask you a question. Are we still closing loans?
Yes, sir.
So there you go. We're still closing loans.
You know, everybody that I have, I mean, you know, there's investors I know,
Mhm.
and then there's investors I know really, really, really well that I, you know, talk to pretty much on a weekly basis. Everybody I'm talking to buying houses.
Mhm. We talked to Clint next door. He's
Yeah.
buying houses.
He came in my office a minute ago trying to tell me about a deal from yesterday, but I didn't have time for him, so I kind of blew him off.
So what y'all need to take out of what Eddie's saying right now is you can't look at a property and say, okay, hey, whatever the wholesaler, wherever you're getting it at, they're advertising one price, but sometimes that price is overinflated still. And you've got to make sure that you're buying it deep enough to where your holding costs, because you're going to have projected, and we're seeing it on our side, especially when it comes to payoff loans and stuff like that. We got people that are staying 6, 7, 8 months in a property. One, cost of materials has gone up. That's inflation. Two, so that generates longer holding time. So you've got to make sure that there's enough juice in the deal. So when you are having those longer holding times, that at the end, you're still able to make a profit off of it. And you've got to adjust to these changing atmospheres in lending or an investment strategy to ensure that you're going to make a profit. Correct?
And let me give you one fresh off the. This happened this morning, 8:30 this morning. One of my buddies called me, texted me an address. He said, "Do you think I can get $350 for this property? It's a Missouri City house here locally in Houston. Can I get $350 for it? Fixed up." I looked at the comps. The sales data said yes. Sales.
Mm-hmm.
The actives, currents on the market says no.
We talk
Okay?
a lot about
Because
that.
it was, if you look at last 12 months of data, houses like that one, same size, same square footage in that subdivision, we're selling for $350. When you look at the actives, they were $280 to $305, maybe $310, based on what he would be competing with tomorrow. If he buys that house today, had it on the market tomorrow, I know he wouldn't buy it today and have it on the market by tomorrow. But just saying, if he did put it on the market tomorrow, you're not getting $350 for that house. It's too much competition in the $280 to $305, $310 range. And so you have to look at the actives today.
And you have to be as competitive as possible to get your house sold as quick as possible.
Well, that's right. 35% fewer houses are being sold today versus last year. Houses are being sold, just fewer houses. So you got to make sure yours is one of the ones that sells.
Yes.
Make it appetizing.
Make it very appetizing.
If you price it
You
a little
got
bit lower, you'll have more of a battle
Well
between
said.
buyers. Make it appetizing.
You just say it better than I do.
You look better than I do. So
Easy now.
But so,
Easy now.
so at the end of the day, basically what Eddie just said and what Ashley kind of caveated on is, yes, there's data out there that says, hey, the house will sell at $350. Well, in order for you not to have a 10-month holding time, there's also data out there that says you need to be selling it at $280 to $300. That way that you're the most appetizing deal out there. Eddie says something, and I want you to talk about this. He's talked about this very much. So in the refi boom, people were refining 2.75, 3.25 on their personal houses. Talk about how those houses are no longer in the market.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll even use my own personal house as an example. You know, sometimes it's better just be lucky than smart.
Mm-hmm.
I was lucky. I locked mine in my house I live in Tomball, 2.625, the bottom of the bottom, 2.625 30-year mortgage. All right. If I ever move, and I will, I'm never going to sell that house. Why would I? My payment's $1,700 a month on a $500,000 house.
Mm-hmm.
$1,700. Over half of that's already going to principal. And the loan's only 2 years old. Okay. So I got $900 going to principal. Why would I ever sell that house? If I move, I'm either going to let my daughter live in it or I'll rent it. One or the other. Never sell that house. So 85% of all home mortgages today for owner occupied is 5% or less. 65% or 4% or less. This is not Eddie Gant stats. This is Adam data.
Mhm.
And there's other publications that have similar publications, similar numbers, similar data. All right. So what that's done, and this is a Houston MLS, Houston Association of Realtors, data right out of their press releases. Fewer new listings are going on the market. Fewer new listings by record numbers, meaning there's less new actives coming on board.
Which means inventory is low.
Which is keeping inventory low, even though we're in a slow sales, because no new is not the rate of normal inventory coming active. Okay, so those fixed mortgages for 30 years, you have effectively removed those houses from the market for a long time. They're gone from the market. Like my house as an example, that house not going on the market.
Mine too.
I move, and I probably will. Just hold it. $1,700 a month. I could probably rent my house for $4,000, give or take a little. So why would I ever
maximum cash flow?
Why would I ever sell? So that's these numbers of what we went through from 18 to 21 with the interest rates. I'll say 22. That's when they went up.
Mm-hmm.
From 18 to 21, those low rates is causing a lot of what we see today in inventory levels, and it will for a long time.
Yes. So essentially, if you're an investor and you own one of these homes that has a 2.75, 3.25, anything that's, when that refi boom was happening, don't sell that house. If you have to move, then move, but rent that house out. Keep it as an investment property, because at the end of the day, that's going to be max cash flow, and you got somebody living in that house paying down your debt. And at the end of the day, 5 years from now, 6 years from now, when you really want to sell it, you're going to maximize your profit.
Mm-hmm.
So,
everybody have a great day. I got to go.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
So at the end of the day, what have we learned in this little 15 minutes that we've been talking? 1, jet lending is still lending. 2, you've got to make sure that you are capitalizing on your debt and buying it low as possible. And number 3, make sure you're making smart decisions in this environment, right? Nikita, you haven't said much. Give us a little insight. What are you seeing?
I am seeing lots of cake and wine in my future.
Today
with Ashley.
Today is Nikita's birthday. She just turned how
30.
Oh my gosh, she just turned 30. I remember when I turned 30.
You do or don't?
I do. A little bit of Alzheimer's. I mean, it was almost 20 years ago. So
let's hear about it.
You don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it. That's an old story. Don't hold on. It's somebody saying happy birthday. Don't sell irreplaceable assets. That is absolutely true. Thank you, Braxton, for sharing that. Don't sell that asset, just like we were just talking about. If you have to sell it, by all means, in order to buy your next home, some sales are contingent, but that's an investment property that you can keep forever. I have to ask you,
okay,
what are y'all seeing as far as brokerages? Are they up, down, as far as people sending you loans?
So over pretty much the spike of interest rates really going up around, the summer months when people weren't exactly as active, we obviously saw a decrease. We've moved kind of into holiday season, and I don't know what's in the air, but everything shot through the roof. People are, I'm working on a 40-pack of properties right now that people are paying in the 9s for, and they're eating them up like crazy because they were marketed so appetizing that the investor didn't want to get away from it, because it's in an area that he can charge double, almost triple for rent. And it's just, like they said, assets. They're really capitalizing on the market right now.
Well, at the end of the day, I have this famous saying. It's not really my saying, but it's marry the house, date the rate. Because at the end of the day, you can always refi. You know, especially if you're a buy and hold guy. And look, you can flip as many properties as you want, and you're going to make some money. But the real true test and the real true profit maker is holding real estate long term. I mean, that's the only way that you're going to make millions and millions of dollars. Flip, you know, average flip, unless you buy considerably deep, is probably 18 to 20% profit. But if you buy a house, hold it for 5 years, I mean, with appreciation going up and somebody paying your note down, your profits are literally 30, 40% just on that alone. At the end of the day, that's double, and you've got somebody paying your debt down. And look, cash flow is not what you need to be worried about at this day and time. Cash flow is not a huge thing. Everybody's like, oh, well, I've got to have huge cash flow for this to make sense. Not really. No.
So kind of like a point I wanted to make, you know, the houses that are available right now, they're lower.
Mm-hmm.
So people who are still waiting to find the house that they want to, you know, raise kids and have their family and stuff like that, they're waiting for them. So what are they doing in turn? They're renting houses.
Yes.
So for that to diminish and have the opportunity for people to be able to rent those houses when they're not wanting to buy right now, like you're offering that and someone else is paying your mortgage.
Somebody is saying, let's see here, you only lose when you have to exit sale if you can afford to weather the storm, stick and stay. That's absolutely true. Exactly what we're saying. If you can weather this storm, and it's going to be a short storm. I mean, it's not going to last forever. And it's not really a storm per se. All it is just a fluctuation in the market. Some people say that it's, you know, I read these Facebook comments every day. Oh, we're heading for a disaster. I've been reading these fucking comments for the last 5 years. Like, oh, we're heading for a disaster. We're heading for this. We're heading for that. Well, then prove it. Data prove it. You know, okay, yes, interest rates are higher. But if you look at the national average for the last 40 years, interest rates are not high. They're average.
I think they're actually still below average.
Go back to 1980s. Now everybody's like saying, well, cost of living was that. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you could buy a house cheaper. But at the end of the day, incomes were not as much in the 1980s. You know, people are making a lot more money than they were back then.
Yeah.
There's a lot more jobs out there that are paying more than the 80s. So yes, things are more expensive. Yes, interest rates are more expensive. But what has happened is that we have gotten used to buying what we can afford based upon the monthly payment, whether it be with cars, whether it be with going and buying that TV from Best Buy, whether it's going and buying cake and wine for her birthday celebration. It doesn't matter. We always buy what we can afford instead of looking at the data and saying, well, maybe I need to pay a little bit less and put me in something that I can actually really afford based on long term. Because you never know what this environment is proving is that you never know when the storm's going to change, whether we're going to have a cloudy couple of months or, you know, to use that analogy. End of the day, I just wanted to pop on here and talk, you know, about rumors. Thank God Ashley stopped in to say hellos. We're actually going to Vegas this weekend. She's going to be there on Sunday. I'm going with my wife tomorrow to hang out for a little bit, and then we'll see her and all of her crew. We're going to the private lenders, AAPL, American Association of Private Lenders, or Apple for short. And we don't mean Apple like Silicon Valley Apple. We mean lending. So what else, guys? What else y'all want to talk about? Let's talk about your birthday. Where y'all going?
We're going to Rose Rooftop Bar.
Where's Rose?
In the Woodlands.
Oh, okay. All right. Jake going?
Yeah, Big Jake.
Okay. Big Jake's going. Okay. 30 years old. And how old are you now?
I'll be 28 in January.
See, 2 kids, young kids in here.
God, if I was still a kid, someone else would be paying my bills.
Good God. I can't even remember when I was 28 and 30. I mean, it's so long ago.
Alzheimer's will do that to you.
It does. It does. And at the end of the day, guys, we're still closing loans. We're still evaluating deals. We do it for free. We will evaluate your DSCR loans. We'll evaluate your short-term 50 states, all 50 states. So if you're watching this and you're hearing rumors out there, because they're out there, that jet lending is no longer lending and all this other stuff, it's not true. Okay, it's absolutely not true. I've heard them myself. I'm like, well, I guess I get up and go to work for nothing every day and put on a shirt and hat and and
Well, if you want to know, just call us.
yeah. If you want to know the truth and you hear a rumor, call me. All right, my number is 903-806-4400. Guaranteed, I'm in this office every day. Are you in this office? No, you're never here.
Never.
This is my first time.
Yeah,
Not really.
this is not her first time here at the office, but she's here every day. The office is always open. If you just want to drive by and see if we're still in here, like peek your head if you heard a rumor or something. But there's certain people out there, not mentioning any names, that maybe we're not lending to them anymore, and maybe we're being a little bit more careful about who we lend to, and because of the environment we're in, and the things are holding longer. And that's any good business is going to do that. They're going to make adjustments so that our birthday, which is January 1st of this year, will be our 20th year in business. So you last 20 years in business by doing things and making adjustments and having connections with long-term friends that we have done a lot of business with and continue to do a lot of business with. And thank you, Ashley, for helping us out today.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, guys, that's what we're here for. We're here to help. We're here to evaluate. We're here to make sure that we take care of all of your investment strategies. And you got anything else to say other than
No.
Okay.
I'm a
I think
behind the
we
scenes
should finish with happy birthday.
type.
Y'all
of
want to sing? You
person.
want to sing
We
happy
should
birthday?
sing happy birthday.
You want to sing happy? All right.
No.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nikita. Happy birthday to you. Oh. All right, guys, that's it for Jet Lending. Seeing y'all today. Great talking to y'all. If y'all got anything at all y'all want to talk about, guys, y'all know how to get a hold of me. Go to my Facebook page. Go to our Facebook page, www.jetlending.com, 903-806-4400. Call us. We'll see you later. All right. Hey, next week, me and Chris Bounds going live. We're going to talk about some things that he's heard and that I've heard. And then, we'll just chop it up. We'll talk to you guys later. Out here.